number one. Nearly 30% of Americans believe the vaccine is a clever ruse by Bill Gates to implant microchips.
Whosoever took the COVID-19 vaccine will die in 2 years.
Again, about side effects.
Educate before you get vaccinated. Good afternoon to each and every one of you present here. Our resource person, Dr. Chinju Thomas, faculties and all my dear friends present here, a very warm good afternoon to one and all. Today, our group, Companionship, is conducting a webinar on the topic, Awareness about COVID vaccine. So without any delay, I would like to welcome Ms. Aparna for the welcome address. Aparna, over to you.
Thank you, Ashini. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible, Aparna.
Thank you, Ashini. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for today's session on awareness on COVID vaccine. We are so glad to have you all here, and we appreciate your presence. First of all, I would like to welcome our resource person, Dr. Chinju Thomas. Welcome, Doctor. Now, I would like to welcome our chairperson, Dr. P. Rangasamy, sir. Welcome, sir. Now, I would like to welcome the class administrative of the first MSW, Mr. S. Kanagarajan, sir. Welcome, sir. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. B. Priya, Dr. K. Uma Maheshwari, Mr. Satish Kumar, and Mr. Varman Velu for this session. Welcome, faculties. Now, last but not least, I would like to welcome all the students for this session. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you for this session on behalf of my team. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna. Now, I would like to call upon Ms. Anju Krishna for introducing our resource person. Anu, over to you.
Thank you, Ashwini. Good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm very happy to introduce Chinju Thomas. She is currently working as general practitioner at her consultation room at Kodamagalam, Kochi, Kerala. She finished her MBBS in 2015 from Arupade Vedu Medical College, Pondicherry. She has formerly worked as a medical officer in Taluk Headquarters Government Hospital, Perumbavoor in 2017 to 19, and also as a medical officer in Good Shepherd International School, Ooty in 2019. She provides various services like palliative home care for disabled in all her available timings, and also does online consultation for the needy, and she provides wisdom and knowledge as a speaker in various schools and colleges. And it's an honor to have you as our resource person today, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu. Now, I would like to call upon our class advisor, Mr. S. Kanagaraj, sir, to speak a few words. Sir, please.
Yes. So, respected Dr. Chinju Thomas, dear students, faculty members, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. So, I'm extremely happy for participating in this webinar, and very relevant topic, and all of us very confused whether to take vaccine or not to take vaccine. And the doctor is the very apt person to educate us in this relevant topic, and also if there are any more myths or doubts, let's get clarification. And on behalf of Department of Social Work, Amrita Viswadhyapitham University, I would like to welcome, very cordial welcome to our resource person. Thank you so much, madam, for joining us, and hope our students will get benefit from you, and they will get a good clarification. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you, Ashwini. Over to you. Please proceed.
So now it's time to start our webinar. I request our resource person, Dr. Chinju Thomas, to carry on with the session and share her words of wisdom. Ma'am, the floor is open for you.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
So a very warm good afternoon to one and all present here, respected Kanagraj sir, other faculty members, and my dear friends. So myself, Dr. Chinju Thomas, here in front of you all to speak on COVID infection and vaccination awareness. So my agenda for today is vaccination awareness. Okay, now let's start. We'll start by looking back at the pandemic. I know, actually, we have been living through the COVID-19 outbreak and the pandemic globally. Next slide, please. So, what is COVID? So, COVID-19 or coronavirus disease is actually an infectious disease. It is caused by newly discovered coronavirus called SARS-CoV-2, which was first isolated in 2019 in China. Okay, so now I would like to tell about the transmission. By now, I'm pretty sure that you all must be aware the way of transmission of COVID-19. Okay, so the very first thing is droplets of coughing, sneezing, and talking. Second is close personal contact, such as touching or shaking hands with others. And the third thing is touching an object or surface with a virus on it, and then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes before washing your hands. Okay, next slide. Next slide. So, what are the symptoms which we usually see in COVID? So, there are various symptoms which we usually see in COVID. So, first is fever, cough, cold, headache, myalgia, shortness of breath, diarrhea, sore throat, any kind of joint pains. Okay. Now, let me tell you, when should you quarantine? Like, what is the time when you need to get quarantine? Okay, the very first simple answer is that as soon as you are exposed to an infected person, you need to quarantine yourself immediately. Or in case if you have got in close contact with someone who is actually positive, so you can quarantine yourself immediately. Okay, now sometimes what happens is the patients will not have symptoms, usually the symptoms actually do not appear until several days. So either of the case, you are actually always infected, so you need to quarantine yourself immediately because you may be contagious. Okay, so am I audible?
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay. So you need to quarantine yourself to prevent the spreading of disease to others. Okay. Now, next thing is, have you had any exposure? So the thing is, like, if you have traveled to any other countries in the past 14 days, or if you are exposed to a confirmed COVID-19 patient, or if you have traveled or resided or worked in any of the local areas reported with COVID-19 cases, or exposure to a person who is under investigation for COVID-19. Okay, so these are the things. Now, next is with exposure and symptoms. So that is the first category. Okay, so if you are under 60 and if you have no other illness, by no other illness, I mean that no other comorbidities. So comorbidities like various cardiac conditions, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, thyroid, or any other autoimmune diseases. Okay, so if you are under 60 years and you have no other comorbidities and you just have mild illness, so you can conduct the home quarantine. Okay, and if you are above 60 years and old and if you have various other illnesses or any other severe symptoms, which cannot be managed at home, so that is the time when you need to contact your physician, or you can go proceed ahead to hospital for further assessment. Okay, now next is the cases if you have exposure and no symptoms. Okay, so that is the time when you can conduct a home quarantine for 14 days. Okay, and you should monitor your symptoms at home itself. Okay, and if symptoms are severe, if you are unable to proceed with the symptoms at home, if your symptoms are getting severe, you can proceed to hospital for further assessment. Okay, now, next condition is if you have no exposure but you have symptoms. So that is the time when you have to manage your symptoms symptomatically and then proceed to hospital for the further assessment. Okay. Now let me come to my topic, the topic for today. Okay. So vaccination. So what is vaccine and how does the vaccine protect me and how do vaccines work? Okay. Now can any one of you answer what is vaccine?
So, ma'am, vaccine is something that is injected into our body so that antibodies will be produced. So when and another time another antibody enters, it will produce the antibodies. It would not take time. So it's actually the agent itself, but a weak or the virulent character is being separated from that agent.
Okay, thank you, Ashwini. So yeah, let me talk. What is vaccine? So vaccine is actually a preparation that contains dead or weakened form of the disease causing organism. Okay. Now let me tell you, actually this preparation is potent enough to trigger your immune system to produce antibodies. But remember one thing, it is not potent enough to cause the disease itself. Okay. So always remember that. It will trigger your immune system and it will produce antibodies. Okay, but it will not cause you the disease itself. Okay. Now, like what does vaccines do? Actually, vaccines are the most powerful way to curb the disease. Okay. And when you are vaccinated, your body's immune system actually gets activated. Okay. And what happens is our body actually believes the vaccines to be the disease itself. Okay. So after recognizing, the invading pathogen, our body starts producing antibodies. So these antibodies, they are actually nothing but the proteins, okay, which helps to fight the disease. Understood? Okay. Now what happens? Like this means after vaccination, actually, you don't actually have the disease, but the thing is like your body have stored antibodies, and that will act when in future if you get the virus, these antibodies will act so that uh, so that you don't get unwell soon. Okay, so how cool is that, isn't it? If you are then exposed to any germ in the future, your immune system will quickly respond to it. Okay, now let me tell you why are vaccines so important. Vaccines actually, apart from protecting you, it actually protects the whole community as well. So, okay, when after enough people in a community are vaccinated, the virus actually effectively stops spreading. Okay, and that's the moment it is called as herd immunity, which is also called as population immunity. Okay. Now, next thing is when individuals who are actually not, there are various peoples who cannot take vaccine, like the people who are non-immune, who like those who have some allergies or babies who cannot take vaccines. So those kind of people actually are more likely to survive in a community with herd immunity. So because the risk of transmission will be very low over there. Okay. So actually herd immunity has helped curb the spread of several fatal diseases, for example, polio. Okay, so that is why it is very, very important for each one of us to get vaccinated, because by vaccination, you are not only protecting yourself, but you are also protecting the whole community. Okay, including the ones who cannot take vaccines. Okay. Now, let me tell you what are the reasons for you to get vaccinated if you haven't get vaccinated yet. Okay. So the vaccine efficacy actually ranges between almost around 75 to 95 percentage. Okay, in symptomatic COVID-19 infections, and it provides actually 100% of protection against several diseases and protects you from various other complications leading to mortality. Okay. Now, actually waiting for other people to get vaccinated, or let the next vaccine come, or let us wait for some more time, or let the correct type of vaccine come, then only I'll take the vaccine. So these type of thinking is not right. Okay, so you know what, with every day that passes without being vaccinated, actually you are increasing your risk to being exposed to SARS-CoV-2. So that means you are becoming infected and actually you are assisting in the spread of virus throughout the community. Okay. Now let me tell you some benefits if everyone gets vaccinated. So what are the benefits actually? So one benefit is like you all must be, tired by now by sitting inside your houses, doing everything online, and you are unable to go to college, unable to go to classes. So that is something very tough for each one of us, right? So if we all get vaccinated at the proper time, there can be lifting or easing of the travel bans. So once we can start traveling once if we get rid of the pandemic. So to avoid this chain, we need to get vaccinated. Okay. And the next is reduction of social distancing. So as of now, yeah, as you all know, we have to continue social distancing. So we can reduce that also. If one gets vaccinated, though we need to maintain a social distancing, but still to an extent, after some time, when enough population are vaccinated, we can surely reduce the chance of social distancing also, and there is a return of normal life gradually. Okay. Now, one interesting fact which I wanted to tell is that, WHO estimate reveals that, vaccine saves 2 to 3 million of lives each year. So you can understand how important and how like it's so good to have vaccinations. Humans have, it's not like vaccine has come for the first time. Vaccines, humans have developed vaccines for many diseases like tetanus, polio, meningitis, measles. There were so many diseases for which vaccines were made even before. Okay. So these vaccinations are actually very effective. Now, let me tell you, in order to ensure the efficacy of a vaccine, actually it goes to various steps. Okay. So the step number one is a preclinical research. Second is there are 3 clinical trials. Okay. 3 phases of clinical trials are there. Next is regulatory approval, manufacturing, circulated, and the last one is post-marketing surveillance. Okay. Now you might ask, like virus have actually mutated over the past few months. So you might ask, like, will the vaccines be working or not? So the thing is, health experts actually believe that the current vaccines can still be effective because vaccines can they are easy to tweak against the mutations. Okay, so for the world to get back into track, it is very necessary to get yourself vaccinated. Okay. Now, you must be thinking, what is this vaccine efficacy? You must be thinking, doctors again and again telling about efficacy, or let's say vaccine efficacy. Okay. Now let me tell you what is vaccine efficacy and what is vaccine effectiveness. Though these two terms actually seems to be same, but they are actually not interrelatable terms. They are actually different. Okay. Now, what is vaccine efficacy? Vaccine efficacy actually represents, it is like after studying the clinical trial, the results we get, that is called as vaccine efficacy. So this is actually what we can happen to expect in real life. Okay. But what actually happens in real life, which we will come to know in the future only, that is called as vaccine effectiveness. Okay. Now, what is, as I told you before, vaccine efficacy? It is actually the performance of vaccine in highly controlled clinical trials. Okay. So these results actually may differ from what is seen in real life. Okay. Now, let me tell you what happens in for people who received vaccine and who did not receive vaccine. So it is usually seen that those who have received vaccine, these vaccines have the ability to prevent 80% of infection. But in the people, those who haven't received any vaccine, we have seen that there is no protection at all. Okay. So that indicates like, getting vaccinated is more beneficial. Okay. And one more thing which I would like to say is it's not like if after getting vaccination, you will not get the disease. You might get the disease, but there are 20% of chances only of getting the disease. And even if you get the disease, the severity of mortality will be less. The severity of the disease will be very less. So that is why getting vaccination is more beneficial to each one of us. Okay. Now, next, let me come to the topic vaccine effectiveness. Okay. Now, what is vaccine effectiveness? It is actually the measure of how vaccines works in real world setting. So we'll come to know about it only in the future. Only after few years only we will come to know the effectiveness of vaccine. So that means that it takes many years to determine the effectiveness of vaccine. Okay. Now, next is, until everyone is vaccinated, until population immunity is achieved, all kind of isolation measures, getting yourself quarantined, and all kinds of this COVID appropriate behavior, which we call as, as I have mentioned here in the slide, there are 3 W's to stop the COVID-19. So first is wear a mask, second is wash or sanitize your hands, and third is watch your distance, that is maintain social distancing at least 2 meters. Okay, so these are all the things which should be taken care of, and these isolation measures actually remains very effective and important as the vaccination. Okay, now let me tell you about all the vaccines available globally for COVID-19. Okay, now next there are various vaccines, so I'll just tell about them. The very first is Pfizer and BioNTech. Okay, it is made from mRNA, and usually 2 shots are given. Almost around all the 8 vaccines, in that only 7 vaccines are there in which 2 shots are given, and only 1 vaccine, except 1 vaccine, all vaccines have 2 shots, and only 1 vaccine has 1 shot. Okay, so that is Johnson & Johnson Janssen's vaccine. Okay, now this Pfizer Biotech vaccine, it's actually it's originated in US in collaboration with Germany, and efficacy is usually range from around 90 to 94%. Okay, now next is Moderna vaccine. Same as Pfizer, it is also made from nucleoside modified mRNA, and 2 shots are given, and the efficacy varies between 90 to 94, and that is also originated in US. The third vaccine is Johnson & Johnson Janssen's. Okay, so that is made from the viral vector. Only 1 shot is given, and 70 to 85% efficacy is there, and it is usually originated in US in collaboration with Belgium. Next is AstraZeneca or Covishield. You all might be aware of that. That is a vaccine given in India also. So yeah, that vaccine is actually, I'll talk later about that vaccine in detail. So yeah, that is made from viral vector, and 2 shots are given, and same 70 to 90% of efficacy, and it was made in collaboration with Serum Institute of India, Pune. Okay, and next is Sputnik V. So that is made from viral vector. 2 shots are given, and efficacy varies between 85 to 90%, and it is originated in Russia. Okay, and next is Sinovac or CoronaVac. That is made from the inactivated virus. Same 2 shots are given, and 67 to 75% is the efficacy, and China is the origin. Next is Novavax, which is protein-based vaccine, and 2 shots are given. 85 to 89% is the efficacy, and it was originated in US. And the last one is Covaxin, which is made from inactivated virus. So 2 shots are there, 70 to 80%, and it was originated in India. Okay, now let me talk about the 3 government-approved vaccines in India. So the 3 government-approved vaccines in India are Covishield, Covaxin, and Sputnik. Okay, now in Covishield, actually there should be a gap of 84 days between the 2 doses. Okay, and in Covaxin, the gap should be 28 days between the two doses, and in Sputnik, the gap should be 21 days between the two doses. Okay, now let me talk one by one. Okay, the first is Covishield. So Covishield is actually made in collaboration with AstraZeneca in Serum Institute of India, Pune. Okay, now Covishield, it actually contains a harmless virus, that is adenovirus, with modified strains of COVID virus. Okay, now there are a few things which should be kept into mind before taking Covishield. If in case you have any thrombocytopenia is a condition wherein there is low platelet count. Okay, so if you have any condition like thrombocytopenia, you should only take Covishield vaccine after consulting your doctor, because uh, these cases usually leads to bleeding tendencies. So that is the reason we ask to contact your physician and then proceed with the vaccination. Okay, the next thing which I want to say is, what is Covaxin? Okay, now Covaxin is developed by Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad in India. Okay, and Covaxin is actually dead or inactivated whole virus which is injected in the body. Okay, actually there are no trials on which vaccine has more efficacy. So if you ask me which vaccine is good, as of now we cannot say anything, because almost all the vaccination given in India have almost equal efficacies. Okay, so you can take any of the vaccines available as per your doctor's advice. Okay. Now, next thing is, if you get infected between the duration of the two vaccination, so when you should get vaccinated. If in case, if you, if suppose if you have taken first dose of vaccination, and if in case you get infected by COVID after few days, then the second dose of vaccination you can take only after 90 days. That is, only after 90 days from the recovery, you should take the second dose of vaccine. Okay. Now, the next thing is, who should take the vaccine? Vaccines actually were initially prescribed for people with comorbidity. As I mentioned earlier, people with comorbidity, as I already told you, people with other diseases like hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, thyroid, other autoimmune diseases, any cardiac diseases. Okay, so these are the people with comorbidities. So those people were actually initially given this vaccine. But now, as of now, it has started for all the people above 18 years of age, and under 18, studies are still going on for them to take. And even recently, government has approved vaccines for lactating mothers also. Recently, it was just, I guess, 3 to 4 weeks back that the recent studies have come that even lactating mothers can take vaccine. Okay, now let me tell you few precautions which you should follow before vaccination, during vaccination, and after vaccination. Okay. Now, what are the things which you should remember before going to get vaccination? The number one, the very first thing is, you should have a photo identity card with you. Okay. The second thing is, you should wear a very well-fitting mask. We usually tell to wear a mask because when you are going to get vaccinated, even that place might be infected. There are lots of people coming over there. So you can get infection from there also. That doesn't mean that you are getting the infection after getting vaccine. You can even get infected while going to that place. So that is the reason we say that you should continue all the COVID appropriate behavior. That is what I mentioned previously also, like wearing a mask, doing hand sanitization, and maintaining social distancing. Okay, so these are the things which you should take care before going for vaccination. And the next thing is, you should actually eat properly and hydrate yourself very well before going for vaccination, because after vaccination there are chances of you to get dizziness or any kind of weakness. Okay, so that is the reason we always ask to eat well and get yourself hydrated well, drink proper water, and then proceed for vaccination. Okay. Now, what kind of clothes to wear for vaccination? So, clothes during vaccination should be very loose and comfortable, because COVID vaccine is actually given in the upper arm intramuscular. Okay, so the clothes which you wear should be easily accessible. Your upper arm should be accessible. So you should wear clothes according to that. Now, next thing is, which COVID vaccine should be taken? So whenever you go to the vaccination center, you should definitely ask your vaccinator which vaccine you are taking. Now, why is that? Why you should know which vaccine you are taking? The thing is, whichever vaccine you are taking, if you are taking Covaxin as a first dose, your second dose should also be Covaxin. Okay, both the doses should be of the same vaccine. It's not like first vaccine you take Covaxin and second you take Covishield. You cannot do like that. Okay, if you are taking first as Covishield, then the second should be Covishield. If first is Covaxin, second should be Covaxin only. The same, both doses of the same vaccine. Okay, and both, as I mentioned earlier, both vaccines are equally efficacious. Okay, and one thing I'll say, if you're feeling anxious before vaccination, the one thing which you can do is take deep breath and stay relaxed and hydrate yourself well. Okay, so these are the few things which you need to keep in mind. Now, let me tell you what to do after vaccination. Okay, after vaccination, actually, each one of us, those who have taken vaccination, who are attending this webinar, might know that you were made to sit in the vaccination center for half an hour, isn't it? So, like after vaccine, you are made to sit in the center for half an hour. Actually, that is because you might have various complications after vaccination. Like not everyone have, but some people might have, because a foreign antibody is injected into our body. So our body reacts differently. Okay, so when our body reacts differently, some people that time might have fever, some people might have headache, some people might have dizziness also, and some other symptoms also, shortness of breath. Okay, and when these symptoms are very severe, like anaphylactic reactions and all, so that is the time when you need to immediately hospitalize yourself. So if any dizziness or anything immediately after the vaccination, it can be treated. That's the reason why you are asked to stay in the hospital for at least half an hour. Okay, now let me tell you what are the side effects which you can get after vaccination. Actually, side effects ranges from mild to moderate only. Okay, and it goes off within few days. So few of the side effects are, you can get swelling at the injection site, there can be redness at the injection site, there can be headache, fever, joint pain, or any muscular pain. Okay, so these fever and all, mild fever and all, they can be cured with paracetamol or let's say mefenamic acid or aspirin. You can take all those things to cure your fever. But if in case your fever is not going after 2 days also, okay, then that is the time when you need to proceed to hospital, because that fever might be due to some infection. Post vaccination fever usually lasts from 1 to 2 days. If your fever persists even after 2 days, so you need to proceed to your doctor, because it might be due to some infection which need to be treated.
Ashwini, can you contact her?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who has number? Can you please message? Who contacted? Is anyone contacting?
Yes, sir. We are contacting.
Ah.
Sir, she will be back soon, sir, in 2 or 3 minutes. They're facing a network issue there. They will be back soon. But she will be back soon.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So there are 7 absentees in the class. Any idea? Can you say I'll read out the number? Please ask them to contact me, Surya and Ashwini. Roll number 12, 23, 26, 30, 32, 45, 52. You want to note it down?
Sir, only the last 2 numbers.
I'll repeat again. 12, 23, 26, 30, 32, 45, 52.
Sir,
Ah,
I'm here. I'm roll number 12, sir.
12. Oh, okay. You have any network issue?
Yes, sir. In the beginning, I couldn't attend the session because.
Yes, I took it a few minutes back. So then you remove her. Ashwini, don't ask her. She might get angry. So better you don't ask her. I'll put a present. Then Prakriti also leave it because she has some issues. Remaining you ask. Okay. Someone has to admit her. Yeah, I'll do that. Madam, welcome back. You need to unmute.
Hello. Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. Some network issues.
Please continue, madam. Please continue. That's fine. Please continue,
Yeah.
madam.
Okay. So I was talking about, there might be some rare severe side effects which can be seen in some people, and that should be treated immediately. Okay. Now, what are the conditions when you need to go to emergency? If you have any allergic reaction such as any breathing difficulty, any rash, any swelling of face or throat, or any sudden palpitation called as fast heartbeat, or dizziness, so that is the time when you need to immediately hospitalize yourself. Now let me tell you, the next thing is who should compulsorily take vaccination. Okay, as I previously also told, people with pre-existing comorbidities were initially prescribed to take vaccines in the starting itself. Okay, so those people are the one who have heart diseases, who have high BP, diabetes, cancer, or patients on any immune therapy. They are actually asked to take vaccination because we can protect themselves from getting the condition severe, and we can protect themselves from mortality. So that is the condition. Now, who should not take vaccination? There are few people who should not take vaccination. So there are various types of people. So let me tell you that. So the very first one is someone who is allergic to any components which are present in the vaccine. Those people should not take vaccine. Okay. Now, those people who showed severe side effect with the first dose of vaccine which they have taken, so those kind of people should not proceed with the second dose. Okay. And those people who have history of severe allergic reaction called anaphylaxis, they should not take vaccination. Okay. And at present, children below 18 years, for them the studies are going on, and even for pregnant women the studies are going on whether they can take the vaccine or not. Yet now there is no such data stating whether they can take or not, so we'll have to wait for that. Okay. Now let me tell you, are there any people who should temporarily refrain themselves from taking the COVID vaccine? Yeah, there are some people. People who have an active COVID infection should not take the vaccine for some time. Like for say, like you just got infected from COVID, and if your vaccination is scheduled to be now, so you should not take vaccination. That is because you have recently got infected with COVID. So that means your body is producing antibody against COVID. Okay, so these antibodies, they are meant to protect you, okay, for upcoming some time. You almost around, actually this natural immunity lasts for almost around 90 to 180 days. So that is the reason we say that you should wait up till 90 days and then proceed with the vaccination. Okay, now you might ask me, what will happen if I take immediately? You know, if you take immediately, what happens is that your there are immunity, like vaccine driven immunity is also there and natural immunity is also there. So the immunity which you get from soon after getting recovered from COVID, that is actually natural immunity. Okay, so this natural immunity, when it starts to wane, if you take that time vaccine driven immunity, that will be more beneficial. If you take just immediately, you know, it won't be that beneficial. That is why it is advised to wait for 3 months and then proceed with the vaccination. Okay, now next is like, can we have an alcohol post COVID vaccination? So let me tell you, there's actually no such study and evidence to support the ill effects of alcohol post vaccination, or there is no such study which states that it decreases the effect of vaccination. Until now, there is no such study on that. Actually, I am trying to tell out all the possible questions, you know, which you may have doubts. So I'm trying to clear everything. Okay, and still, if anyone has any doubts, after my section, you can definitely ask the questions as the time permits. And if in case I am unable to answer all, I'll be forwarding my mail ID. Anyone can, you know, get back to me through the mail IDs and I'll answer all your queries. Okay, sure. Okay, so let me proceed. So does the COVID vaccine cause infertility? Okay, actually, there is no such evidence to prove that COVID vaccine causes infertility both in men and women. Okay. Now, let me tell you, this doubt is very common. I have seen many patients asking me the same repeated question every single day. So let me make it very clear to you. Can COVID vaccine cause the COVID infection? I told you before also, you actually might already have the COVID infection before going for vaccination. So after taking vaccination, that infection might have aggravated and then you might have got COVID. But that does not mean that that vaccination has caused you COVID. Okay, so it is very, very, very important that you are feeling fit before vaccination. If in case you have any kind of fever, let's say sore throat or cold or any, you know, anything which makes you feel uneasy, anything which makes you feel that you are not comfortable, that time you shouldn't get yourself vaccinated. That should be taken into consideration. You should not get yourself vaccinated when you are not feeling well. You should only proceed with vaccination when you are perfectly all right. Okay, now, if in case you might ask, if in case you have some normal fever or anything, you know, if it's normal fever or something, you can proceed with the vaccination after 14 days. Okay. And if it is not something related to COVID, then there is no need to wait for 90 days. But other than that, if it is just normal cold, sore throat and things, then you can wait for 14 days and then you can proceed for the vaccination. Okay. Now, next is, will the available COVID vaccine provide protection from the newer strains of the virus? You might have this doubt also. So let me make it clear to you. Actually, these vaccines, they are made in such a way that they produce multi-pronged immune response, and that is the reason they actually protect us from different kinds of strain. That's what the health research says, that it actually saves us from various kinds of strains. Okay, now let me tell you what happens if we get the vaccines immediately after recovery. As I we actually right now we don't have any such evidence that suggests that there is a contraindication for vaccination immediately after the COVID recovery. The same thing which I told just few minutes back is that actually vaccine driven immunity, it may not help much at a time when natural immunity against the virus is at its strongest. So what does that mean? It means that if you were affected with COVID, you had antibodies, and so right now you have this natural immunity within you. So this natural immunity can protect you. But if you take vaccination now, this vaccination will not be effective. Okay, this vaccination gets effective only after your natural immunity reduces. Okay, so that is the best time to get yourself vaccinated. Okay, now let me tell you, the next thing is, can you get the vaccination if you are showing any COVID symptoms but you test negative? Okay, so that is the thing is, unless and until you fully recover from infection, it is not advisable to get vaccinated. Okay, if you have any kind of illness, like any kind of illness related to COVID, you are not allowed to get vaccinated. You need to wait for the 90 days, that is from the recovery, to get yourself vaccinated. Only then the vaccines will be effective. Okay. To take two, have antibodies, we were previously infected with COVID, so do we need to take two doses of vaccine? This is actually a misinformation. You have to take 2 doses of vaccine. That is very, very, very necessary. A single vaccine dose actually boosts protection in those who have been previously infected. Okay, but the second dose, it actually will be needed to strengthen the immune response. Okay. From 90 to 180 days. Okay, this natural immunity can differ from person to person. It depends upon the severity and okay. Next slide. So next is can I test false positive after getting the vaccine? These are the few questions which you might get. So I'm framing up all the questions and telling you before itself. Okay. Now, can I test false positive after getting the vaccine? It is actually not at all possible for a PCR test to be positive because of vaccine. Okay, as it does not contain any kind of live virus. Okay, as the immunity develops, you can still be infected by coming in contact with the COVID-19 case. Okay, so that does not mean that you were affected because you had vaccination. That's why you got COVID positive. It's not like that. Okay. So chances of getting infected and infecting others actually reduces significantly if you receive 2 doses of vaccination. Okay. Now you might ask how long it takes, until I get maximum protection. Might ask that. Okay, so after receiving vaccination, actually body immediately starts producing antibodies, but usually it takes around 2 weeks to develop antibodies. Okay. Now next is, how long will the vaccine induced immunity last? Okay, you might ask that question. How long will these vaccine induced immunity last? Okay, while vaccine induced immunity is effective and reliable compared to natural immunity, still at present, as of now, there is no such conclusive data stating how long will these immunities last. Annual boosters might come up in the future. It might be recommended in the future, but as of now, we only have this vaccine, so we need to get vaccinated. Okay. Now, next slide. So next question is, if I already had COVID-19, should I still get a vaccine? Okay, as I told you before also. Yeah, I'll tell again. Even if you had COVID-19 and even if you have developed natural immunity or protection against the virus, it is not known how long this protection will last. Okay, so being vaccinated is still beneficial. Okay, because that produces more reliable immunity response. Okay, next is next slide. So why can't I take the antibodies directly instead of vaccine? You might ask that. Okay. So why you can definitely take antibodies instead of vaccine. But the thing is that is called as plasma therapy, called as passive immunity. It's actually short lasting compared to the active immunity. Okay, so hence vaccination is actually preferred for most of the diseases. Also, the synthetic antibodies, they are not available against all diseases, and that is the reason we prefer vaccination. Okay, yeah, I have come almost to the end of my session. Okay, so just I'll just tell you some take home message. Okay, so I'll just highlight few points. Okay, the number one is register. So register yourself in CoWIN portal. Okay, second thing is vaccinate. So vaccination has reduced the rate of infection in COVID-19. Okay. And hence it is very, very, very important to get yourself vaccinated because that is the only way you can break this pandemic chain. Okay. Now, you might be hearing news and all, right? So yeah, second wave of coronavirus, it seems to be adding newer caseloads every passing day. So that is the reason, we need to get vaccinated immediately. Okay. And the next thing is protect yourself and others. So by getting vaccinated, you are not only protecting yourself, but you are also protecting others in the community. As I told you before, once if almost almost the population, when they get vaccinated, will develop a thing called as herd immunity. So once the herd immunity is developed, it is more easy for those people who haven't got vaccinated, who can't get vaccinated. So those kind of people, for those kind of people, it is very, very, very beneficial. Hence, I request every one of you to get yourself vaccinated, because if you get vaccinated, you can protect others also and even yourself. Okay. And even those little babies, as of now, for whom no studies have come, so you should get yourself vaccinated. Okay. Though until now, actually, one more thing what I want to say is, we know that even vaccinated people may get infected, while they don't get any symptoms sometimes. So they can transmit the virus to others. So maintain this COVID appropriate behavior, maintain the social distancing. Okay. And try to encourage ones around you to get vaccinated. Okay. Next slide. Yeah, so actually, due to the nature of COVID-19, some informations present in this presentation, it might get inaccurate or out of date. Okay, so always try to, for the latest information, rather than looking into social medias, which usually, gives us wrong information, please try to look at the following sites for the latest COVID-19. Take a shot of this, and you can use this if in case you have any if you in case you want to get further updates or anything. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, I have come to the end of my session. So yeah, if anyone wants to ask any questions, queries, you are most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful presentation. So if anyone have any doubts, you can either ask the questions directly or put the questions in the chat box.
I have almost.
Hello, doctor.
Hello.
Hello, doctor. I'm Abhinaya here.
Yeah.
So, thank you for the presentation. I have a couple of questions. So let's say that someone has taken their vaccination, but then still they also develop some mild infection probably later, maybe months later. So does this infection transmit to the other person in the family, whether they are vaccinated or not?
One minute. Can you repeat your question once again?
So when someone is vaccinated,
okay,
and then let's say they also get infection from a mild to moderate level later.
Okay.
So can this viral load be enough to get transmitted to the other person in the family, whether they are vaccinated or not?
See, they are vaccinated, but like later on when they get infected, so what is that infection? Okay, depends on that. If it is COVID infection, then definitely you can transmit to others also. That is the reason why we say that even after vaccination or even when you go for vaccination, you are requested to maintain this social distancing, wearing mask and hand hygiene practices. That is advised because of this thing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So I've been reading the CDC advisories as well. So CDC says that when, like for example, if several people are vaccinated, up to 8 people can have an indoor gathering when they are all vaccinated, when 1 or 2 people in the gathering are not vaccinated. So how true this is for children, ma'am? So let's say if a family has 8 adults who are vaccinated and 1 or 2 children who are not vaccinated.
No, children's as of now they are not vaccinated, so that is
Right.
there is no such studies as such wherein they say that children can get vaccinated. Okay, so that is the reason why we say that all adults should get vaccinated so that the community develops a herd immunity, and with the help of that, even children are protected.
Yes, ma'am, I got that.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, when every adult are vaccinated, so what is the probability of these children getting infected? Is my question. That is almost zero, right?
Yeah, if all adults are vaccinated, yeah, if everyone around is vaccinated and they have no other infection, then yeah, probability is less. We cannot say zero. They can get infected from others also. But yeah, as a family, when no one is infected in the family, then yeah, probability is less.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, this is Meenakshi Menon here. You mentioned that people with allergies don't have to get vaccinated. So, as myself, with a person with allergy to almost everything, it's an advice that I did not get vaccinated because I've registered and I've not got the schedule. So because in my previous medical history, when I take a vaccination, for example, any vaccination, not the severe one, where the doctors had put me on drips and everything, they used to give me antibodies. I don't remember the name of that injection that they have given me. So I used to develop these rashes and this burning sensation, this itchiness, then redness, and this swelling. You know that red swells and spots that we have in the body.
So that means you are allergic. Yeah. So you
Yes, ma'am.
do
So
have.
is it
So those
is it that, ma'am, that I cannot get vaccinated because I cannot take risk? Because since I am allergic to almost everything, I'm a bit scared to get vaccinated, but I want to get vaccinated. So these are the things that I have in mind. And you said that person who have allergic reactions also doesn't like, they have to stay away from vaccination. So, ma'am,
Yeah,
please help me.
it's actually not advisable, but yeah, in this case you can get in touch with the physician, and we can see to what and all are your a detailed history can be collected, and then we can further proceed. But in general, it is not advisable for people with allergic reaction to proceed with vaccination.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, ma'am. So Shweta has a question. The question is like this: there are different vaccines that is available in India, as you said before. Then why is it said that COVID shield is widely preferred over COVID vaccine? So what exactly should be administered there? COVID vaccine or
Yeah,
COVID?
actually, I already mentioned that we cannot answer that which vaccine is better. Actually, all the vaccines right now present in India have almost around equal efficacies. So we cannot say any one vaccine is better. As of now, we cannot say that.
Madam, may I ask one more question, madam? Yes,
Proceed. Yes.
madam, that the Covaxin second dose is preferably after 30 days, right, madam? And is there
28 days.
28 days?
28
Yes,
days.
yes. And after 28 days, and within how many days we should have the second dose, madam?
No, after first dose, like first dose you take, then wait for 28 days, and then get the second dose for Covaxin.
No, yeah, that's correct, madam. But I'm asking from 28 days, within how many days we should take the second dose?
You mean like you have taken the first dose and
Yes.
you are asking that Covaxin after 28 days, then within how many days you should
Yes.
at least take that?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so within the next 1 month you should get it.
If it goes beyond that, madam, will there be any, or do we need to follow the cycle like again second dose or third dose? Is it required?
No. Second dose, then you can proceed. Within 1 month you can take it.
Because I know that some of my family members, they took it after, I think 40 days or something. Will it be effective, madam? The second dose they took it after 45 days. Is there any problem?
You mean that after crossing 28 days, then again after that also 45 days?
No. Including
So
the 28 days.
So in total, after 45 days only they took the vaccine.
Covaxin, yes.
That is fine. It's okay. That's not an issue.
Okay. Because there was a shortage recently, and we couldn't get it the second dose appropriately. That is one, madam. And another thing, madam, you had mentioned the efficacy like 80 to 90% and 84 to 70 to 80% and all. As a doctor, I'm just asking very layman question. Why are we not having, or why are we not getting the 100%? Why isn't it possible?
See, actually, as of now, among all the vaccines, available globally, Pfizer has the, highest efficacy. And in India, we don't have that. As of now, we don't have that. Maybe because of the storage facilities or transportation things. Maybe because of that. India is still a developing country. So maybe that is the reason why we don't have vaccines which are more efficacious.
Okay. Another thing, like, are we, can we not get that formula and produce it here? That vaccine which are produced in US, which has higher efficacy.
We can do, but then depends on the resources we have and all our facilities, because we are still a developing country. So our resources and our stage.
Yes, exactly, madam. Thank you, madam. Yes. Thank you so much, madam. It was really wonderful and thought-provoking. Most of us, we heard or we are educated through social media, and half of the information is not completely given in a scientific basis. So this is very vital, and it's very effective and thought-provoking. Thank you so much, madam, for your time.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
And if any more queries, please, you can get back to me through my mail ID. I'll pass on the mail ID to any one of the student here. And further queries can be asked in the mail. Okay?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
I have one question. Can I ask? I'm Priya, faculty of social work. Can I ask a question? Am I audible?
Madam, you are audible. Our other faculty member, Priya madam, wants to ask you, madam, are you in hurry to join, madam, or can we take another few minutes?
Hello.
Ma'am, can you hear us? There is another ma'am wants to ask question. Do you have some time, madam, or you are in hurry?
Yeah, it will be okay if you can mail me. I'll definitely answer to all your queries.
Yes, yes, yes.
I actually have a consultation. That's why.
Yeah. I understand, madam. I understand. Thank you, madam. Ma'am, we will get
Yeah.
you the email ID, madam. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, and plus whoever is mailing, no, just ask them to mention that they are from Amrita College.
Yeah.
Okay, and the name. Yeah,
In
please.
fact, we can compile and give it to you, madam. No problem. We will
Yeah, please.
Yes. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, please. I'll be forwarding my mail ID so you can send the mails. Okay.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Okay, so we are coming to the end of the session. We have a small video to present.
Ma'am, if she wants to leave, can she leave, Ashwini, so that she can go for other formalities? We can complete it because she must be in busy. Shall we say bye to madam Ashwini?
Yes, sir. We have a vote of thanks list, but if she is in a hurry, it's okay, ma'am. You can leave.
Yeah, please. Because we.
Thank you for sharing your time, ma'am. I know you have a busy schedule. Thank you for sharing the time.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Ashwini, you proceed. We will complete the formalities, then we will.
Okay, so we have a small video to present.
Vaccines are one of our most important tools for preventing outbreaks and keeping the world safe.
Teach your body what to do. Don't hesitate, do vaccinate.
Be supportive, be kind, be alert, get vaccinated.
Be a responsible citizen and get vaccinated.
We shall win the war against corona.
So now we are concluding the session. So let me invite Anand to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ashwini. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Anand. I am endowed with the responsibility of delivering the vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the whole Department of Social Work, I sincerely thank our resource person, Dr. Chinju Thomas, who is not here with us now, for providing several important insights on the topic awareness on vaccine. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to thank our chairperson, Department of Social Work, Dr. P. Rangasamy sir, who is always supportive in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to thank all the faculty members of the Department of Social Work for their constant support and guidance. Now, I thank all the first and second MSW students for being patient listeners and for actively participating in this webinar. Once again, I thank each one of you present here. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. So now we are coming to the end of this webinar session. A link will be posted in the chat box for the feedback form. So please do fill that.
Yes. And also any questions, please put in the chat box. I think that will be sent to the doctor and you will get a reply. So all the students, could you please give your questions? If you have anything that you want to ask, you can put it in the chat box, that we can compile it. Priya ma'am, sorry for the inconvenience that only because of the time factor we couldn't have your question, madam, but we will again get back to you. In fact, we can even get the number for you. Ma'am, I think she is.
Sir? Ma'am? Sir, Anju here, sir.
Yes, Anju, go ahead.
Sir, she couldn't hear sir who was asking the question. The only thing she heard was want to ask queries. That's why she couldn't answer ma'am's words, or even she couldn't hear ma'am. She had asked for sincere apologies. She couldn't hear what was asking.
Even we also had some difficulty. Anyway, we will see.
Yes, sir. If there's any queries, we'll compile it and send it to her, sir.
Yes,
you can just post in the chat box or directly message us. It's fine.
Yes.
Sir, can I leave, sir? I have my doctor's appointment in 4:30, sir.
Meenakshi V. Menon, right?
Yes, sir.
Better.
Yes, sir, because I have to go there for my regular allergy checkup.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have to take it.
Don't explain too much. You please leave. It's okay. Already.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other thing? I think all the best. Congratulations to the team. You have given the video also. I think we should give that video in social media also. Please share with us. Do you know our department YouTube channel? It is there. Once in a while we should activate that also. Maybe we can put that video there and you can give wide circulation. So please do that. Anju, do you know that ID? Our departmental YouTube channel?
Sir, I have asked Arun Chetan. He said he will forward. I'll
Okay.
ask once again.
Yeah. If you have any difficulty, you let me know. This video and all we can post it there, and small videos once in a while we can post in our YouTube channel. Okay. So thank you and congratulations to the team. It's much more innovative and very good effort, and we got very good insights. Thank you all. I think if you don't have any questions, you are free to go. That's all. And obviously you need to fill up the feedback form. And Anju Baba, I'll connect you to, you can connect to Priya ma'am, and if she requires the number of the resource person, you can share it with her, or you can ask any doubts or anything. You can coordinate with ma'am because she couldn't get.
Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, sir. Even she is willing, sir. When she came to know it was one of the faculty, even she is willing, sir. I will let her the contacts.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir Priya, sir.
Yeah. Okay. You start. You can start. Others, whoever wants, they will be there. Otherwise, I'll listen to your presentation. Start.
Sir,
Yes.
I think you can stop recording, sir.
Yeah. I'll do that now. Thank you.